Once again, another episode of Straight Talk, No Chaser. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy, Gregory, aka Lee Knows, accompanied by.
It is Mr. John Alvarado from the Mile High, Colorado, man. What's up, bro? I'm laughing over here, dude. You
Look,
got
I'm
me
on baby
laughing,
duty
man.
right now. I'm watching the monitor. My wife's out having a great old time, and I'm doing daddy duties, is making sure that everything's done. So I got the monitor right here. I won't put it on the screen because nobody's business, but
Thank
hey,
you.
another beautiful morning, man. How was your new ventures going?
It goes in line with what we're talking about, bro. My, I had some humbling moments this week, realizing that there is some different culture that I'm not used to. And bro, let's just bring it in, man. Our title is Emotionless. That's what
Absolutely.
I've been dealing with this week.
And and,
Emotionless.
and you're talking about your New York job.
My New York job right now, bro. And again, not
Hey,
not calling anybody out, dude, by any means, but damn, this shit's crazy.
now you understand. Well, we're all
Yeah.
not like that, but majority of us are. We're very cutthroat and dry, unfiltered. Um, that's a great title. It's a great title, Emotionless. And
Yeah,
it's
man.
not what you guys are thinking. That's not it. Emotionless is when you're in leadership, and you have a team of people, or even if you're whatever profession that you're doing and someone responds to you a certain way, you have to have the ability to take the emotion out.
Mm.
So I learned this when I was going to school to be a flight attendant. Everybody's like, "What?" Yeah, don't laugh. All our boys laughed at first until they realized I flew for free anywhere I wanted to go. So they told me I had to have two faces. This one, and then the real one on the inside. Because I
Oh,
had all
damn.
these people looking at me if something went wrong on that airplane. Those passengers, when something happened, they'd be like, to see the flight attendant, to see the flight, they stick their head out with the aisle,
Yeah.
like, so I had to be like, same thing. When someone does something or says something per via email and at work, it's like, is this serious? I know he must be crazy, but that's not the response they're gonna get. I take the emotion out.
Yep.
I take the emotion out. Same thing with your personal relationships. You have to separate the problem from your spouse, because your spouse is not the problem. It's the issue at hand that you both have to figure out together. Because if you don't separate your spouse from the problem, then you make your spouse the problem. And this is why there is such a high rise in divorces. Everybody not sticking with each other. So Emotionless, perfect, perfect
You know
title.
what? You know what, bro? Let me say something too here. Ego check. You know
Ooh,
what that requires? It requires your ego to be checked.
yeah,
And bro, it has to come from you.
yeah.
It has to because telling you, man, this week just it goes right in line with what we're talking about. But the truth is, man, is if I didn't get there and take all the emotion out of it, because it could have been real easy, Lon. I could have been, man, why are they being so mean about it? Man, why don't they just see where I'm coming from? Why are they just being so this? Why that's that victim ego mentality. But when you open it up and you just remove all the emotion, you go, wait a minute, there is a problem here.
Well,
Damn.
it's I did it during a meeting at one of my other jobs, because I have more than one. I did one I did it at a meeting. It was like all of the entire floor, the entire team, and I had the most uncomfortable conversation because it's about growth and about leadership. But I took the emotion out. I made it uncomfortable. I made it uncomfortable because people are they want to hide in their feelings, or they want to sweep things underneath the rug. When, like, what you're experiencing now, when we are just upfront and honest and say things freely, no disrespect, but hey, I expect this is what you should be doing. It's not a good feeling, because some people feel attacked.
Yep.
Some people like, okay, I get it, and then some people grow from it. Those are all three different things. Some people feel attacked and will make excuses on why they can't grow. Some people will be like, okay, I hear you, but feel a certain way. Then some people actually grow from it. You have to learn how to grow from it, and then you also have to learn how to do it yourself, whether it's professional or personal. Be emotionless.
bro. The expect
I'm not saying be an a hole, John. I'm not saying
no,
be
no.
an a hole.
I don't I don't think that's what it is, bro. But to your point, right? I think there's this expectation that when you enter into this world, however you feel in that moment, people should be feeling that same way, and they need to reciprocate whatever emotion you're showing. So you've heard the age-old saying, bro, is misery loves company, right? So you can get out there, man, and be like, oh man, I'm so sore, my back hurts, and woke up on the wrong side of the bed. And if you get somebody that goes, yeah, you know what, Lonnie, you're right, man, it does sucks, dude. And you know what? Would you rather have that or somebody go, you know what? I hear you. Man, that sucks that you're having a bad day, but what are we doing today? What we got going on? Let's take that emotion out of it and let's get busy.
Real quick. I'll tell you about the first time I had to fire somebody.
Really? Okay.
Wasn't a great feeling at all. This is when I was green and full of emotions. I had an employee that during the airline that wanted to take a picture on the wing while the plane was parked to post it
Mm,
on social media.
mm.
I get one of the maintenance guys and running to my office. Hey, are you the manager? Yeah, I am. One of your flight attendants is on the wing taking a picture, and you're like, shut up. That's not funny. He goes, no, I'm serious. I'm like, oh god. So I run to the car, drive to the airplane, and I see the emergency door closing, and I'm like,
Oh man.
oh. So not emotionless. I get on the plane. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, you two come to my office now because it was somebody taking the picture for her. Not emotionless. I get there. I get to the office before them. I call my superior, and I told her what happened. And she was a pro at being emotionless because
Mm.
it wasn't a shock value for her. Like she's been here before. It was like, oh wow, okay, so this is what we're going to do. I'm gonna fly down there. Okay, you're gonna send them home. No, she said you're gonna send them home. When they come to your office, you collect their badges, you send them home, you let them know we'll talk to them after a decision is made by HR. I'm gonna fly down there. Have you ever fired anybody before? I'm like, no, ma'am. Well, it might be your first time. We might pop
Wait,
your
bro.
cherry.
Wait. How did that hit you? What was that
Yo,
immediate
so
response?
I'm getting there. So
Okay, all right, all right.
we
I'm
might
like,
pop your cherry. You might pop your
come
cherry.
on, come on.
And I'm like, my face drops. I'm like on the phone, like, I'm like, okay. She goes, all right, so I'll see you tomorrow. She took a red eye out. She gets there the next morning and she's like, so what happened? So I tell her everything in detail. I give her the guy's name. There's a photo that the girl took. I show her the photo, and I said, she goes, yeah, she's gonna get fired. I'm like, we have no clue on what's going on in her personal life, on their personal life, because the guy took the picture. We have no clue what's going on in their personal life. You don't know if they have like family they have to feed. All these thoughts are running in my head. You don't know what bills they have. She goes, I understand. I understand. It is a tough decision, and it is very difficult and challenging to be in this leadership role. So this is what I'm going to do because I understand it. You could go home and think it over, but when you come in tomorrow, you're firing her.
Whoa.
Okay.
Damn.
You got 24 hours to get your together, John. You got 24 hours. When you come into the office tomorrow, you're letting them go. That was my reality check on how to take the emotions out. Because it wasn't that she didn't have empathy. It wasn't that she wasn't feeling what I was saying. It's me before you when it comes to this profession. Like I am appointed this position to do a job. I am appointed this position to create order, to follow policy, rules, and guidelines. If you break it, I have to be stable enough, mentally stable enough to make a decision that is for the betterment of the company and the betterment for myself. Because if I don't fire you for that, for the error that you did, it's my job.
Oh, damn.
is so came in the next day. She bawling, she's crying. Manager's behind me, the superior's behind me. Because you need a witness. Make sure, just in case they say that you said something that you didn't say. She's bawling and crying. Thank you for everything, Lonnie. Can I give you a hug? I said, yeah, yeah. And then here was the birth. Now, when you post that picture, you can say, this is the photo that got me fired from the airline. I
Oh.
wish I wish you the best. Emotionless. You have to be emotionless, John. You have to be. It's a dog eat dog world right out there, man. No one that is full of emotions is in a higher powered position. And people are like, oh, that's incorrect. Wrong. The people with the cleanest hands do the no, let me say that differently. The people with the dirtiest hands have the cleanest jobs.
Oh, bro.
Let me say that again. The people with the dirtiest hands have the cleanest jobs. You don't see, hear, or know who they are because they're
Wow.
emotionless. It's spotless where they are. Is a saying in the corporate world: shit rolls downhill, right?
Yep.
So if I'm at my desk and I hear some shit coming, I lift my leg up and let it hit you. You deal with it.
Bro, I got to stay on that story for just a second because, you took us through that whole roller coaster ride. Imagine, well, first of all, it's so dope, right, that your leader was the way she was because to your point, I've worked for leaders like that, and I've worked for leaders that bring all the emotion to the table.
Mhm,
And I got to tell you, man, the teams are totally different. The teams, and I'll say this: the manager that I had that would just through emotion and everything, her team was doing the same thing to her. Everybody brought their problems to her. Everybody brought their home life problems, their
mhm,
work drama, their I don't like this drama. It was a big old high school event. But then when I had the other superior, I would sit in her office and I'd go in with so much emotion. I was a young buck, dude. This was when I first got into the corporate world way back in the day.
mhm,
And I sat down and I had so much emotion. I had so many things to tell her, and she would sit back just like your leader did and be like, okay, so here's what we're going to do. And dude, it was just so dope to have somebody who was just, it took the emotion out of it, calmed me the hell down, and said, okay, are we done here? And I'm like, what just happened? Did I just get checked and I didn't even realize it? And bro, I just think more people need to be aware of that and less about their feelings and how you made me feel and you hurt my feelings. And bro, at the end of the day, it's a business. Whatever business you're in, whether it's corporate America, whether it's your own business, bro, you else is going to do it for you.
mhm.
So because of that, of course, man, when you're a leader in this space, it's just like you said before, it's on you. If this thing
100%.
crumbles, you just did it. It was on. That's a lot of pressure, but if you can't handle it, don't be in that role.
Let's
Bottom
flip
line.
it. Let's flip it. Because what if you're not the leader? What if you're the teammate or the employee? I don't even like to use the word employee because it makes you it feels to me it makes you less than when they call you an employee. What if you're a
Yeah.
teammate, right? It is challenging. It's very challenging to separate your personal from your profession. And
Very.
and a lot of times people bring their emotions from their personal to their profession.
Yes.
And now instead of giving 100% at your profession, you're giving it 50, 40% because 60, 50% of you is thinking about your personal and
Mm.
involved in the emotions that you just had when you were home and what you were going through. You can't do that. You have to separate the two. Like you have to learn how to separate the two. I'm not saying to forget about home. I'm saying you have to compartmentalize everything. I'm so shocked I said that word great because normally that word throws me off. But anyway, you have to learn. You have to learn how to separate both. When you're at work, it's work. When I hired my boy for a job, I told him off the bat, this is where the emotionless was mastered. I said, bro, you have to do everything the right way because I will fire you. Now it's not difficult for me to say that. I have no I have look, I love you, you're my brother, but when it's work, it's work.
It's work.
It's two separate things. It's
Mm-hmm.
two separate things. So
Mm-hmm.
a lot of us have a difficult time separating our personal from our profession. And then our personal ends up getting us fired from our profession because we didn't know how to separate the two. Now, when you're getting told to do something at work, you're lashing out because it's your personal
Yes.
that is at work. You're not
Yep.
professional, you're personal you because you're thinking about the crap that you went through at home. So when someone tells you to do something, you don't like how it sounds. Who are you talking to? Whoa,
Hold
you
on.
okay? And
Yeah.
leadership, that first question, are you okay?
You okay? Yeah. What's up?
Do you need to
There's
take a
something
minute? Right.
because bro, you want to hit that, right? That's the thing. The ego immediately takes over and goes, "The fuck are you talking to like that?" Wait, time out. Hold on a second. Is that me you're talking to, or did this just happen? And bro, you don't even have to happen at home, man. It could be in traffic, dude. You could have yelled, screamed, gotten to a big old fight with somebody in traffic at a Starbucks where you were getting your morning coffee. Somebody cuts you off in line, and then you get to work and your boss is like, "Do this, this, this." And fuck are you talking to? Wait, what? Hold on.
It don't matter where you are, John.
Time out.
Even with the airline. Your flight's delayed, your flight's canceled, people are irate. Dumb them down. Hey, look, I'd rather make it late to the next city than early to the next life.
Thank you. Thank you. I mean, we can go over many stories
What
of how powerful that is,
are
dude.
you upset about? Are you alive on the ground? Would you rather be in
Yes.
the airplane and it crashes due to maintenance issues? Or are you
Yes.
okay?
Are you okay?
Do you need a minute? Personal. So what's the last one? We'll switch it to your relationships. Relationships. Same thing. Communication is everything, right? But you have to understand what you guys are talking about. What each side is talking about. You have to understand it. But you have to take the emotional out when it comes to that. Yes, you're gonna feel a certain way when your spouse, significant other, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, when they do something, it's gonna make you feel some sort of way. But if you harbor that feeling and you lash out against them or you shut down because of what they did, how is that helping your relationship grow? Why are
Right.
you even in a relationship?
Right.
You need to take a step back, look at the entire situation, analyze it, and then go back in. Or even if you need a beat, if you need a minute, if you need a break, hey, look, I don't think we should have this conversation right now. I'm gonna go out or I'm gonna go here and just take a moment. So because I have a feeling that what I'm gonna say to you right now, you're not gonna like it.
Right.
If that person's mature, they'll understand it. And if they're not, what do you mean? What do you like? So you have to learn to take, and those who have been married for 25, 30, 40, they get it because please believe they've had arguments.
Yep. Yep.
But they learned how to communicate with each other. Nobody is perfect, right? Nobody's
Yep.
perfect. I just did my Trump. Nobody's perfect. Okay. No, nobody's perfect. Um, but when something is worth it, when you give something your all, where you are the only place you want to be, you make an exception, put your pride down, and figure it out. So
So I have to ask you this question,
yeah,
bro. And again, I want to stay on topic, but what happens when you take the emotion out of it? Do you also take out the chance of being disappointed with that?
no, no,
And talk about that, bro. What do you mean by that?
no, you don't. I mean, disappointment is going to happen. That's a feeling. That's something you do with your kids. Case in point, I just my son wants to be this big time basketball player. Tells me he's gonna do X Y Z. Be go train here, do this, do that. But when it's time to do that, an excuse pops up on why he couldn't do it or why he couldn't do it 100%. You know, as a parent, you get tired of repeating yourself endlessly, even though you would never stop repeating yourself, but you get tired. So the disappointment sets in because you had higher hopes and higher thoughts on him reaching his goals, and you're learning that his goals are more verbal than
Yep.
actually action.
Yep.
So
Yep.
I took a beat. In my line, it took me like 2 days, 3 days to rationally think of a conversation to have so I can make sure that he understands because he's very literal when you speak to him. He's very literal. So I had the conversation with him and he understood where I was coming from. He said, is that why you were like that? I said, yeah, absolutely. I'm very disappointed. The disappointment doesn't leave. I just learned how to take the emotion out because if I would have spoke at the time of the way that I felt, it would have been a much different conversation.
Yes.
Now I would have had that emotion plus the disappointment. And I'm not the type of person to say things I don't mean.
Right.
My
Right.
mom
Right.
said, if you got nothing nice to say, don't say it at all.
Yeah.
so,
Yeah.
so
Nah, bro. But you know, I brought that up again. There's again another back in the day saying is I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
come
Right.
on.
And dude, that hits, especially as a kid. Right.
Parents, if you don't know that, say that to your kids. Kids don't they react totally different when they feel they disappointed you. When they my mom's going, my dad, my grandma, they're gonna be mad at me. When flip it to I'm so disappointed in you.
So disappointed in
Like,
you.
damn, like how?
I think I still got a twitch, dude.
How?
But that,
Where you going? I'm going upstairs to clean my
I'm
room.
gonna
That
go
this
cry. He gonna cry in the room.
but to get into the landing this plane, when you take the emotions out of everything and take a step back and rationally think, you get a much different response. You get a different life, you get a different outlook, you get a different perspective on everything. People only listen to reply, as we know.
Yep.
They don't listen to understand.
Yep.
And that right there is the most simplistic form of us telling you what this episode is about. When you listen to understand instead of listening to reply, you get a different response. Like I always say, right? You can't control how someone acts, but you can control your reactions to their actions.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Take the emotion out.
Yep.
There's so many people dying from road rage. I see these videos of people dying from road rage. Like, dude, stay in the car. Like, it's
Yeah.
going to be all right.
Yeah.
If you're that irate, you shouldn't be driving.
Right.
If your spouse makes a mistake, if your significant other makes a mistake, and it just took that one mistake for you to leave, then you should have been with that person.
Right.
Now, if they're repeatedly doing the same thing, then you need to reevaluate your worth and understand what you want in life.
Yep.
When it comes to professional, you need to take the emotion out, then respond.
Bro,
It'll
I'm
get you a lot further.
grabbing my shot, man. Hopefully you got yours
Oh,
too.
I was about to grab my coffee. It's been a dope episode, man. Take the emotion out. And when you take the emotion out, you take the alcohol out. This right here, my friends, is a
Yeah.
mental mindset drink, and he's drinking that good old H2O.
H2O from the Colorado Rockies. Why not?
Cheers, bro.
Cheers.
You just been a witness to another amazing episode to Straight Talk, No Chaser. I am your host, the one and only L. Gregory, aka Lee Nose, accompanied by my boy.
It is Mr. Alvarado from Colorado. Thank you guys so much for joining. My bro, love you, man. Appreciate you as always. Until
Yes,
next
sir.
time.
Until next time.